Hey, what's going on, champions? Welcome to Growth Mode, this show that is all about helping small business owners scale and grow their business. I'm Donnie Bovine, your host of the show and CEO and founder of Success Champions and everything we do there. I spent 20 years in the sales game trying to figure out how to be better in sales, and then I jumped out and launched a business. Hanging out with me is my buddy Kevin Snow, a sales and automation badass. This guy really knows his shit when it comes to helping you figure out the entire automation systems inside of your business. On the show, we debate and talk and discuss all things business development and those related. So let's have some fun. Kevin, what the fuck are we talking about today?
Hey everyone, hi Donnie. So today's episode is all about how you get people to do shit for you for free.
That's just a fun episode. So one of the favorite things that I love is Kevin quite often asks me, he's like, dude, how do you get so many people wanting to help you with shit and wanting to be a part of what you do? And for me, it's just a natural part of doing business. But as Kevin likes to often remind me, not everybody is built like I am, which they should be. The world would be a lot better damn place. We don't need more Kevins in this world. We need more Donnies at all times.
I think like a 50-50 split would be okay.
No, actually, that's probably true. Probably actually need less of me in this world because one of me is tough enough. So, but here's the thing. I truly think that part of our mission and goal in life is to leave people better than we found them. And I take a tremendous amount of Zoom meetings with people. I It won't always be this way, but at this moment in time, I will meet with almost anybody that's not a complete jackass in their reach out that wants to sit down with me. As long as you're not hitting me out the gate with some sort of sales pitch or something, I'll sit down and talk to you. And the context of all this is I love putting out some pretty raw content in the marketplace. So I talk about my fuck ups, my failures, my screw ups. I talk about the farm. I talk about, military, after military. Pretty much everything excluding my family is no holds barred, and I'm going to talk about it. Right. So that's what gets a lot of people reaching out and want to connecting and want to have conversations with me. They like the content they consume it on a regular basis. So how I get people to want to help me do so much stuff is when I sit down with somebody on a Zoom call, I pour the fuck into them. I don't give a shit if they know my background and story. So everything is about getting to know them really, really quick, figuring out where they are in business, and then giving them some real solid advice to help them get to the next step. And why I say that is when you help somebody tremendously have a breakthrough, an aha, or that moment in their life where they're like, shit, that's the answer I was looking for, they want to hang around and do more things for you. So part of it is understanding what skills are they badass at, and is it an asset you need in your business, and then diving completely into their world to help them out so they want to in kind help you out.
So I think there's actually two sides of your getting people to do stuff for us thing. There's the group of people who are already in the Success Champions world. They've been following you. They love what you do. Right. They hang on every word you say. I don't understand why.
Some days I wake up and be like, wow, they're still listening.
but then there's other people where you will come to me and say, hey, I got us a marketing gal. What? Where did she come from? And it's people that aren't actually in the Success Champions world, and they're not like actively engaging with us on stuff, and they just appear.
So
We had that with the SEO guy a week ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes down to, I think that one, I'm a pretty confident guy, right? I don't mind showing up, how I am. So I think that is a regular thing. So if you have a following of people, you're kind of charismatic in nature, and this doesn't have to be introvert or extrovert, because and to prove my point, look at Elon Musk. He's one of the most introverted guys in the world, and he's drawn millions to him, right? So it's all about being extremely passionate about what you're passionate about. Like, I geek out helping people, right? It's one of my gifts, one of my talents. I love diving into somebody's world and helping them out. So it comes from a place of just pure, genuine, raw, I want to help people. So that comes across in conversations. And for me, every conversation I'm in, period, is 100% hell bent on pouring into that person. So when I speak to somebody, it's what really can I do for them in this moment? So it's a reciprocity thing. I think I actually said that word right. I'm
You
pretty
did
proud of
say that
myself.
right.
I'm pretty proud of myself actually getting that whole word out.
Well, and I'm glad you used that reciprocity piece and what I can do for them right now, because I think that's a big part of it, especially for the people that aren't already sold on Success Champions and what we're doing. Is you provide value in return for what they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's not just people coming out of the blue and, hey, you're gonna do this shit for me for free. It's not like that. I don't want people to think that is our negotiating tactic, because that's not. It's really about how do we provide equal value to them for what they're going to be doing for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you do that in a number of different ways, depending on who the person is and what they need right then in their business development timeline.
Yeah, it's exactly that. So that's a great way of saying it. It's not about getting them to do it for free. They're getting payment. It just may not be in the terms of cash. And I'm wired to always have the, how can I open a door? How can I help? How can I, do something for somebody else? That's just how I'm wired. I love making introductions and referrals, and I love helping people. So when I'm sitting across from somebody, I'm trying to avoid the word angle, because I don't want to come at it like everything's got an angle.
Yep.
But that's almost where it is. When I sit across from somebody, I'm trying to figure out, what do they need? What do I need? How do we make it work for the both of us? And my conversations are and Kevin gets to see a front row seat to this all the time, because I know there's a lot of gaps still in the business and different things. And I know what I'm good at, and I know what I suck at. It's like putting this podcast together. I have the vision, but there's a lot of moving fucking parts in this thing. So we continue to add people to help us figure out everything we need to do with the show. And from SEO to marketing, to graphics, to editing, and everything else, and putting this team together. I'm really good at seeing where to go. Yeah, talking. But getting all of those pieces cohesively moving forward is something I'm still learning.
Yep.
So, but knowing in my head what we needed to make the show very successful, I'm finding myself in conversation, and I go, oh, I really need what that person does. What can I do for them first?
And I think it's important for people who are wanting to figure out, all right, so how do I do this for my business, to start looking at what they offer and what they're able to provide people that doesn't actually cost them money. So a lot of the things when we enter these partnerships with, and that's really what they are, they're partnerships with these other companies or business owners, a lot of the things that we offer for them don't actually cost us money to produce or to do. So, like a printing company, giving away free printing, probably not a good idea, just because you have your
Well, you
ink
know
and
what?
equipment.
I'm gonna dispute that because and the reason being is when I sold commercial printing, some of the biggest accounts, dogs barking, sorry, Greg. One of the biggest accounts that I brought in is because we offered them their first round of printing on us. And we did a massive project and it cost us a couple $1,000, but we walked up and said, we want to do this and prove that it works. So let me give this to you. We're going to cover the cost on this so we can figure it out.
But that was a sales tactic.
Yeah, that was 100% a sales tactic.
That was totally, hey, I'm going to give you this free now so that you pay me stuff in the future.
Correct.
This is really, hey, I want you to do stuff for me and I don't really want to pay you because I don't have the budget, but I really need this. So look at the things that we do. It's like, hey, we're going to put you in our podcast course. Yep. We're going to throw you in the mastermind. We're going to give you a membership in Success Champions networking. We're going to do coaching for you.
Right.
We do a lot of those things. While there's time involved, it's not I got to go spend money to get stuff to give to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love finding those things because I think everybody, no matter what you sell in your business, you have something you can offer somebody else in return for them helping you. I mean, think about it this way, especially in the small business games, right? Everybody needs help with something, right? And then somebody needs your services. So it's oftentimes thinking about, okay, what do I really need in my business? What is that asset that I really need to help push the business forward? And then, as Kevin said, thinking about very specifically, what can I give away that doesn't cost me any money? And then who can I find that's still on the climb and hungry that could help me with what I need and needs what I have?
Yep.
Right? That's that magic combination.
Yeah, a good example is Office Boy.
Yeah.
And that is now how we're going to refer to him on the podcast the entire time.
All right, let's explain. Recently, Chad Jackman, who's been helping us out with a lot of things, he's been running one of the Success Champions chapters, and he's, done a lot of things behind the scenes. He just randomly one day, he's like, Donnie, Chad, Kevin, so I can't talk at you both confused now. I want to be a part of what you guys do. I want to be more involved. Put me in, just tell me what you need. And he's done everything we've asked. I mean, and it's a lot of the oddball stuff, but Chad's doing this so he can stay close. He sees where we're going, sees what we're trying to accomplish, and he wants to be a part of it. He knows that there's probably a huge payoff down the way as he continues to volunteer and help us out. He's just now our office bitch. As we do it all. You said, boy, you're being nice. And I'm like, let's throw him full in bitch. But that's the thing, is that's another way to look at it, is if you need to go bigger in your business, who is it that is going big? Jump in and do what Chad did. Chad literally walked up and said, I want to help you go bigger. Don't worry about paying me. I know where this thing's going. Let's figure it out and go forward. And that's it's just another trick to getting people, because now his brand's associated with ours, which helps his business because now he's got some validation of, holy shit, he's working with Donnie and Kevin over at Success Champions, right? There's some solid validation there, but in the same token, he's also getting to ride along with us as we build all this out and see how we're doing all this. So he's getting a ton of business growth and coaching along the way. We're just abusing him every chance we get. So, to clarify on that, we're not really abusing him. We are smart asses by nature, but he is doing some badass things for us.
And he is a smart ass as well, and he can handle it and gives it right back, including promoting himself twice in one day.
So he did go and literally give himself a double promotion, even LinkedIn, which I thought was a funny and very strategic move on his part. He's like, motherfucker, I'm gonna be a part of this, whether you like it or not.
I now have a title, and it's not the one that you've been calling me.
Yes, I had to literally send Kevin a message that said, dude, we need to give you a better title because Chad just took yours. But the point of it all comes down to it's really, about pouring into people and getting them what they need. So, to Kevin's point, I would literally make a list of assets that you have that you could give to others. So Kevin, with your stuff, you're very much like me, and we both sell air,
Yep.
and you're doing it from a technology standpoint. How do you figure out what you're going to trade, if you will, somebody else?
Oh, the number one thing that people usually ask me for and that I usually put up is helping them figure out their tech, because that is the number one thing that the small businesses are struggling with. Is I have MailChimp or I have Constant Contact, but it's not doing anything. I'm like, well, that's because you have MailChimp and Constant Contact. Let's get you a real email marketing tool and actually show you how to use it to help you close business. And so I don't always go in and exactly build it for them, but a lot of it is coaching and helping them understand, all right, here's how to structure it. Here's how to integrate it into your process. Here's how to make sure it's working. So that they're spend less time struggling and failing and rebuilding and trying new things, and we can jump ahead about 6 months and say, all right, here's the way that it works. You don't have to test anymore. This is the process, and then they can build and start using it, and we can tweak from there.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think if you know what you can give away that doesn't cost you a dime, this makes this whole process very, very simple. So first, start with what can you give to others that doesn't going to cost you anything? And then second, start thinking about
Yep.
what assets do I need in my business? And then go look for people that are on the grow. And what I mean by on the grow is they recently started their business. They're probably less than a year in business, and they're still hungry to find clientele because they're going to need what you need and you need what they need. So as always, guys, thanks for hanging out with us on the show. If you got any badass value out of this, like one nugget, one tiny thing that you thought was just awesome and, could help you out on your journey, do me a favor and teach somebody else how to subscribe to this show. Subscribers and listeners are everything to us and would mean the world to us. So thanks for hanging out with Growth Mode. See you next time.